Hey, how's it going, guys? So today we're going to get into how to blend and shape your IRs so they're exactly the way you want them. And the way I like to do things is pretty straightforward and easy, but there's probably a bunch of different ways you can go about doing this, and I'm probably going to have better ways of doing things in the future. But for now, this is how I do things. First things first is you want to record a riff, and the riff should be, you're trying to shape the IR according to the riff. So if you're recording a death metal riff, it's going to be more scoopy than, say, a black metal riff that's more mid-rangey, and the chords are going to pop more. So just keep that in mind. If you can't just shape an IR for absolutely everything. You have to kind of like tune it to the type of riff that the tone that you're going for. So I like to record a riff first, so I don't have to juggle the guitar, and that way I can scroll through things quickly and figure it out easier. So second thing you want to do is decide on the IR that you want to choose as your blend master. This is the one that you're going to be blending with other IRs. And then what I do is scroll through the list fairly quickly. That's kind of the key as well, is that you want to scroll through the IRs so that you can hear the difference really quickly. And because if you sit on things for like 5-10 seconds, your ears adjust, and then it makes it harder to hear what the difference is. So I'll give an example here. Cool. So the second one and the seventh one and the X2 jumped out the most to me. And what I'm going to do is go between those three and see which ones are the most aggressive and loudest. So it's pretty obvious when you do it pretty quickly. The second one seemed to jump out the most. So now what I'm going to do is EQ it just a little bit, just to bring out some more characteristics that I'm looking for. So I'm going to load Pro Q Fab Filter, and you just dial it in. Cool. So I just bumped up everything a little bit, and now I'm gonna create a new project tab. And what we're going to do is drag over these specific IRs, Oral Assault 2 and Oral Assault 9. And what we're going to do is copy the EQ setting that we just created, and we're going to put it on a bus track. Okay, so this 4-track is just my microphone, just for your information. It has nothing to do with the project we're working on here. So basically what you want to do is select part of the IRs. You don't need the full thing because this is just dead silence. It's doing absolutely nothing. You could even bring it right as close as you want, right to the end. I think Axe FX or Fractal, their IRs are pretty short. There's something like 30 milliseconds or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but it's pretty short. They're not even 100 milliseconds. So you can go right up to it if you want. It's not going to do anything. You can bring it down, or as long as you want. It doesn't matter. NetIR will read it, and your IR player should read it fine. Okay, so now we're going to render it, and what you want to do is make sure that you're not clipping or it's not too low. You want it to be 0.01, just under the clipping mark. So run. You can tell that it's clipping 0.104. So I'm going to reduce that 0.104. Actually, I'm going to do 10.5 because that'll bring it where I need to be. So there we go. You can see right here it's 0.1. That's exactly what you want, as loud as possible. All right, so now we're back in the session, and I'm going to turn off the EQ, and we'll see how it sounds. So there you have it. It's pretty straightforward. You just blend the two, copy the EQ on the bus, and export it. And then you just basically go through more and more IRs. And then once you've created a pack of, say, 10, 15 of them, then you compare and handpick the best ones of that pack. So it's kind of a tedious process, but it's really worth your time, because you can spend all day going through MSIMs, but the IR is what's going to really shape the tone, because that's where you get it. If you want it mid-range or scoopy, that comes down to the IR. So hope you guys enjoyed. Have yourself a great day. Cheers.